crazy mother.
What it do, soul visionaries and potential soul visionaries out there. I am your host, Rod Cohen, and you are now rocking with the mobile version of the Soul Vision Powercast. You know that place where we keep it unfiltered and raw. We talk about anything from porn to politics. We'll even talk about the things you might have heard or even saw. Today, we're going to touch upon, is it poor leadership, or are people just unwilling to follow the directions that are given to them? Now, I often hear on the internet women complaining about poor leadership. Poor leadership. And women often say, hey, I'm not gonna, I react to your leadership. I've heard this. I react, men are leaders. I react to y'all leadership. But the point is, if you're reacting to my leadership and you're waiting on my leadership and that's what you want, then leadership, if I'm leading by example, I'm showing you what I want. You should be giving those things back to me. You feel me? I'm showing you how I move. I'm paying attention to the things you want. So if you're mimicking my leadership, then you're going to pay attention to me, and then you're going to know the things that I want. Hey, it goes in cycles. Give and take, reciprocate, reciprocal. All these things they got to come back to one another. Hey, good energy begets good energy. But a lot of y'all are lazy. Relationship-wise, you all are lazy. That's the killer part. A lot of y'all don't want to be in healthy relationships. Y'all want to be y'all just want to be catered to. And to be honest with you, that's dead. That's dead. That's dead. Y'all, men are starting to wake up and realize, why am I putting out all this effort and I ain't getting nothing back? I ain't getting nothing to show for it. My ROI is poor. My return on the investment that I'm making in this relationship is not netting me any gain at all. At all. Right? You brothers out here preaching this bullshit, hey, a woman should want you for only your money. That's why she should want you. You know what, ladies? Hey, go and compete for them niggas. That's what you need to do. Go compete for them. Be a pick-me for them. Rip and run around and try to get the handful of crumbs out there. And you're going to see that the grass ain't always greener on the other side of the road. You're going to see that just because this man is offering you money, that don't mean he has great character. That don't mean he has great morals, integrity, the whole 9 yards. See, y'all want to confuse a man with either being rich or well off or just dirt poor. And a lot of you are not bringing anything to the table other than your used up pussy. That's all you're bringing. You got to bring more to the table than just that. I'm tired of hearing women talking about, I am the table. Everybody at the table either came in me or came out of me. We have babies. Who cares? You can't have babies without us. Without a man's sperm, you can't have a child. So that renders that argument useless right off the rip. Just because you can carry a child does not make you more special than a man. That's why God put us here in the first place, to work as pairs. We're together. We're supposed to be complementary, and that's this incompatible. You all keep seeking equal. I gotta be equally yoked. How is that working out for a lot of you people? Because equality is not the thing the universe is based off of. Equality, y'all think 50-50 is what's everything is based off of. No, balance, baby, balance. You got to come in and balance your man. And that don't mean you got to pay 50% of this. I broke this down too many other times. Hey, balance is not about 50-50. Balance is about just keeping that other side from falling all the way. Sometimes it's going to be 70-30. Sometimes it's going to be 60-40. It's not going to always be equal. You're not going to always get your motherfucking way. That's what's wrong with you women out here. You're listening to these dudes sitting in these big ass chairs and, you know, riding around and telling you, well, a man does it. You have to find the man that's right for you. Y'all don't want to take y'all time to find the right man. Even when you do find a man that's going to pay you all your bills and this and that and the other, y'all don't really want his ass. That's not who y'all really want. That's the funny thing about it. Then you wind up divorcing him, taking his money in the whole 9 yards. That's crazy. You want to complain about leadership, but you all don't know how to follow. Y'all don't know how to follow directions. In order for you to become a good leader, you have to be able to follow directions. And most of you do not follow directions. It just is what it is. Y'all got a childish mentality out here. You know, you always need stimulation. You always need, you know, can we go here? Can you buy me this? You know, I'm bored. Baby, when you get grown, there's just certain things that you should be able to just understand. Life ain't this great adventure. I mean, if you're a thrill seeker, then go ahead and, you know, seek thrills or whatever and find you the right kind of man that's going to do that with you. That's why I said take your time. Stop trying to rush into stuff. Trying to, you know, y'all want men to marry y'all. For what? What's the purpose? What is it what is that? How is that going to help him? You know what I'm saying? And that's what I hope men are sitting back saying, you know what, asking themselves rather, how does being with her benefit me? Men have to start being selfish and start thinking about themselves. They have to understand, in order for you to be selfless, you have to be selfish, because how can you help anybody when you can't help yourself? How can you give to anybody, give anything to anybody when you can't do for yourself? In order for you to become a leader, you're going to have to make hard choices. And some of those choices are not as hard as y'all make them. Hey, my woman won Beyonce tickets. Or I got to pay my rent. Man, yo, she going to be mad. But is Beyonce going to let y'all live with her if you can't pay your rent? Fuck no. That's what's wrong with y'all brothers. Y'all become too emotional. They've got you men out here thinking that, hey, just being logical, you know, and just basing your foundation on being logical is a bad thing. They vilified us in so many different ways that you guys are confused on who you are and who you're supposed to be. Bruh. We got to get back to the days of not giving a fuck for real. Because a lot of y'all, man, are just succumbing to the very will of everyone out here on the internet. Stop listening to these voices on the internet telling y'all to pander to women, telling y'all that women are the most important things and people in your life. Your children are the most. No, bro, the most important person in your life is you. Flat out, man. Leadership starts with you. And if you can't lead you, you can't lead a crew. So learn how to be a leader. Learn how to make those tough decisions. Learn how to just say no to motherfuckers. And learn how to understand. Sometimes you're going to have crew members that's going to want to go ahead and jump ship. Let them go. Bye. You know, hey, she might be fine, but guess what, bro? When you look out here, when you look at it, there's a bunch of pretty women out here. All day, every day. All day, every day. You can turn in any direction, 360 degrees, and you're going to see a pretty woman. Or somebody with enough makeup on to make them look pretty until they take it off. You got natural beauty out here, and you got manufactured beauty out here. So, y'all got it, bruh. Leadership starts with you. Ladies, Find you a man that knows how to lead himself. Don't ever find a man, well, I'm not, you know what? I think y'all better be worried about those men that love you more than he loves himself. Those are the ones tapping y'all heads. The men out here that's saying, I'll pay your rent and I'll do all of these things, this and that and the other for you. Those are the men that's beating y'all. You know what I'm saying? The ones that's jumping in your DMs and the good morning beautifuls and this and that and the other. And he'll become anything you want him to become in order to have you. That's not how it works. Find you a man that you like because of who he is. That's the problem. And learn how to follow. If you're looking for a man that's a so-called leader, learn how to follow. That's a skill in and of itself. Learn how to follow. I don't think leadership is lacking out here. I think the majority of you women don't know how to follow, don't want to follow because you hate to be told. You all just hate to be told what to do. That's what's wrong with y'all. Y'all like children. Y'all want to throw temper tantrums and shit like that. So brothers, when you dealing with them spoiled brat ass childlike women, what do you expect? You're gonna sit around, bro, and you're gonna have major headaches all day long, stress, headaches, anxiety, all this shit. Walking on eggshells in your own crib. Bro, step your leadership game up by putting yourself first. Learning how to lead yourself. When you learn how to lead yourself, then you pick the crew that's going to be a part of this voyage that you're on. You pick that crew. Remember, it's 2025. It's time for us to rise and fly. Peace.